All right, welcome to another edition of Beginner Breakdown. I am your host, Mike Kummer. Just back from beautiful Las Vegas, Planet Hollywood, directing the Millionaire Chess Open, the real thing with $1 million prize fund. So we'll be going over the future of American chess today. Obviously, the present is Nakamura, the big champion, $100,000 richer. Congratulations to him. Fabiano Cariano and Wesley So. But we'll be going over the future today. And the future of American chess is good. I watched it, and a lot of good chess being played. Right now, I'm going to go over a game I played in Ferguson today against one of my students. This is their 5th class, and they finally know how to make legal moves and so forth. But I want to go over these games real quick before the Millionaire Chess games to show how to teach the kids to get them good. So the first thing you want to do is notate the game. You don't want to be giving them hints during the game. You want to let them make the mistakes and then go over the mistakes with them afterwards. Okay, so here we go. So I had the white pieces, e4, e5, knight f3. Keep in mind, they've only been playing for, about a week now. So queen to g5, obviously not a good move. So you just take it. You just take it, okay? They bring out the knight, bishop c4, d6, so obviously check, okay? So king up. So you get castled, and you explain, great, castle. Bishop h3, not a good move, right? So don't put your pieces where they can get captured. All right, I'm showing you this for a reason, and it will become clear in just a second. So they take a pawn. Okay, not bad. d4. Another horrible move, knight to d2, and you just take it, okay? And then, so they take, and I play check, okay? King to c8. Bishop e6, check. And they realize, hey, there's only one way to get out, knight d7. Okay, and this is the reason why I showed you this game. So I play queen to h5, okay? So obviously, every move she's made has been probably not recommended, right? Right. But now, you know, I wasn't taking it easy on her, okay? And she's like, why did he play that move? That's what she said. And she sees, wow, he's threatening checkmate. So there's a couple different ways you can get out of the checkmate. Bishop e7, king up, or she just plays g6, you know. So good for her, you know. That's why you don't take it easy. You let them figure it out as they go. You don't be, oh, you should stop the checkmate. You let them figure it out. That's the way they get better. And unfortunately, she doesn't see that c6 stops this, and she goes on to lose pretty fast. King b8, take her stuff, and she doesn't play the best move here. but you know, you go over the game then and tell her what she did wrong. All right, so here's the future of American chess right here. It's his name is Jonah Romero. He played in the under 2000 section, 1900. And, you know, I'm sure when he was getting taught as a child, nobody was taking it easy on him. You know, you just have to figure it out on your own. So he was playing in the U2000. He's 1909. He was playing against a chess expert who they let into the under 2000 category legally. Jonah had the white pieces, and let's see how he does. All right, so he starts out the queen's pawn, very good. Knight f6 and c4, excellent. So black plays c5, and whenever they do this, if you're a deep pawn player, push it. Whenever they play c5 against you, you just push it up, okay? Don't take it. Don't let him trade it off. Just push it up. All right, e6, knight up, takes, and white's looking pretty good here. And d6, you protect the pawn. He's got, look at all his bishops are nice and free, threatening check, so he doesn't want to be checked with a6. So whenever your opponent plays the move a6, okay, well, one, it is stopping players from getting to b5, right? But it's also threatening b5 itself. So this is excellent that he plays the move a4 here. So now, you know, he doesn't want to get his bishop like that, so he decides to go ahead and fianchetto it with g6 here. All right, he plays the move h3, just as Kummer would play here. h3, okay, so h3, all right, so bishop g7, bishop g5, all right, pins the knight. And as we know, whenever you move the bishop out, you're weakening the pawn. So he attacks it. Easy, easy, easy. We can just play queen to c2, protects the pawn, protects our e-pawn. Things are looking good. Black gets castled here. And, you know, we bring the knight up, and everything is good. All right, unfortunately, the Cardinals just lost the, to our big arch rival, the Chicago Cubs. So if I'm a little distracted, I apologize. All right, so it's black to play here. If you were going to bring out a knight to d7 here, would you choose this knight or this knight? Probably this knight, huh? Because where else can he even go? Nowhere. So very surprising that this guy rated 2049, Nico, playing black, chose to move that knight. I guess he just did not want to trade, get that knight taken. So that's what was played. And so now it's white to move here. All right, so like in the other game, you know, we do like attacks, you know, a5. I mean, it does attack the queen, and the queen has to move now to c7. I probably would have maybe played just my bishop out and maybe thought about getting castled. But all right, so he attacks it, queen goes back. And now he plays bishop to c4. So when you put your bishop out there like that, obviously the player playing black is just going to attack it. Gets an easy move here that he really doesn't have to think about. And look, when you're up material, or well, you're not even up material, but obviously it doesn't take a rocket science just to figure out, hey, white has a lot more space than black in this position, right? So the last thing you want to be doing when you have more space is to let the guy that's all cramped here trade pieces, right? I mean, look, what's he going to go there? This knight can't move. This bishop can't move. I mean, this queen, shoot, she can't even move. Like, none of his pieces can move. So like, you don't really have to do much. You can just castle, and then let him try to untangle himself. So bishop there, castle, get your rook to c1, your other rook to the e-file. Because look, I mean, it's going to take black a long time to uncramp himself. So by playing bishop to c4, you give this guy a very easy move, right? Like knight up to attack the bishop. So now one of these pieces are going to go. All right, so he's like, all right, I'll just take. So bishop takes. Now white gets castled. And now black can start trying to uncramp himself here. Knight d7. We attack, all right? So check, king up. Rook attacks the pawn. So this tactic, like if you would just waste a move here, okay, say you waste the move, the last thing black would want to do here is trade this bishop, this dark squared bishop, because he's holding together all the mate threats. Because if queen takes, look, you're coming right down on g7, and after bishop h6, you're threatening a really big checkmate here, okay? Everybody see that, queen to g7 mate. So when you're playing with black and you've fianchettoed, you know, your dark square bishop, you should be very, very cautious about trading your dark square bishop. Pretty much you want to trade your dark square bishop for his dark square bishop if you have to. But if he's got a dark square bishop, I would even think twice about taking a rook for it, because you know you can get checkmated pretty easy without that dark square bishop. Okay, so just something to think about. And so rook e8, so knight e2. So he's like, I want to trade, you know, my knight for your dark square bishop. And he's like, I don't think so. And he moves it back. And so he's like, well, okay, I'll just go back then. And now black plays the dreaded f6 move. All right, so f6, very dangerous move in this position, because look, he's got a light square bishop actually lined up on the same diagonal as the king here. So if somehow he can get d6 in, you just lost your queen. All right, so bishop h4. And so he's like, all right, I'm going to get my king to h8 here. All right, now let's see what the computer has to say about this really quick. All right, he doesn't have much to say. He just says white's winning. All right, so bishop out. Bishop back to g3. Knight f8. Queen f2. So now black decides to play f5. So okay, so he just challenged you with f5, right? All right, so there's about three things maybe we could consider, okay? We could consider take, we could consider push, or maybe protect. Okay? What are we thinking? All right, so if you take, it looks like all our pressure on the F file is over now, and he's got the E file, so that's probably not good. If we just protect, I mean, that might be okay, but best is just let's push. Let's just go for it here. So d5, so pawn takes, bishop takes, we take, rook takes, and now it's like we sacrificed a pawn here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 5, but now we've got a pass pawn, and we're looking pretty good here. So now we just sacrificed the pawn, so we need something to happen quick here. So what can we attack of black's in this position? And I'll give you a hint. It's already currently being attacked by us, but we want to attack something again. Any guesses? So this is attacked, but it's protected. This is not attacked. This is attacked by the queen, but it's protected by the queen. Can we get anybody else helping out here? How about this knight? Knight to a4. So he's threatening a pawn, and he's threatening to go to b6 here. Okay. So black actually played the move I would play here, which is funny, because I'm 1700 and he's 2049. All right, so rook to e4. All right. So this is a move that if I was playing white in this position, I would have just jumped to b6. Okay? One, you're attacking the rook, and two, you're protecting the bishop. But maybe he wanted to keep the pressure on c5. So he plays b3, you know, protects the bishop, protects the knight. Fair enough. But the player playing black, Nico, has a decent move. So he can simultaneously protect this pawn and protect b6. How do we do that? Any guesses? Yeah. Knight to d7. Thank you, Keith. Knight d7. Okay, so now Romero's plans are all put on hold, but he's not discouraged. He's not discouraged. He's like, all right. Oh, and then unfortunately, this is another move I disagree with Jonah Romero here. Okay, so if you're playing white, okay, and you want to challenge the e file, okay, would you move the rook on a1 that's just been sitting there the whole game doing nothing, or the rook on the f file who's backing up the queen? Obviously, we would move the a rook. But he plays the wrong rook, but that's okay. I mean, he's young and he's still learning, and you know, even Corona, he's 7-0 in the 2014 Sinkfield Cup, and he moves the wrong rook and gets a draw. So it happens to everybody, okay? Even Corona. All right. So you can look it up. Round 8, he moves the wrong rook. Maybe we'll bring it up just to show him. You moved the wrong rook, buddy. so and he's doing that when he's, you know, on top of the world, 7-0. So happens to everybody. All right. So rook takes e4. F takes e4. And now guess what white plays here? Come on. Just say it. What does he play?
Is he trying to pick a mate and then it gets taken by the knight?
No, thank God. Thank God he's not in 3rd grade anymore. Well, he might be. He's young, but yeah, he does not play. This is a lot higher level than Ferguson chess over here. So what move does he play that you know?
He's got to pick his rook, obviously.
Right, obviously, yes.
F1?
Yeah, rook f1, right. If he would have just played the rook a to f1 or e1 in the first place, he wouldn't have had to waste the move here. All right, but he wastes the move, and now his queen's under attack. So we love scary moves, and this is where I was impressed with it. You just go right up to his face, you know, queen f7. I'm so close now. And so he's like e2. If I was playing as white in this position, I wouldn't even thought about this move. I would have snapped this so fast. Because if he brings his queen out here, he's in a lot of trouble. And it's complicated to see. You have to be as good as me. But you can take that pawn. Because obviously this knight can't move. Right? Do we agree with that? If the knight moves, checkmate. Okay? So we're sacrificing a lot of material, but he's in a lot of trouble. So now black can't move. He's like, I can't move. Oh, what if he tries that though? What if he tries that? Does our move still work? Probably. 6. And then this should just be lights out, huh? Yeah, you got mate in 7. Just figure it out. But it starts with that, and then you'll be aces. All right. So it's going to be really, really tough for black to hold that position. So that's probably what he probably should have played. But all right, he decides to be like super cautious and just maintain the lead. Because if you can't calculate out mate in 7, you know, you might as well just keep your winning edge, right? So rook e1, queen f6, he takes, knight takes, take the pawn, and life is good. Bishop f5. So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 5 to 5, right? But the big difference is we got this guy, okay? So do you think he's going to be really good if he just sits there all day and just hangs out on the d5? Well, let the knight get behind it, let the bishop get behind it and not move? No, we got to get him going eventually here. But let's see what we got. Well, first things first, we can take something, right? What can we take for free here? Then just take it, yeah. And now we're threatening this guy, okay? So life is good. Life is really good. All right, so now black is in desperation mode. He's like, I've got an idea. I'll put my knight there, hoping that the kid goes for the fork, right? And then what would black play? A big check. Yeah, a big fork here. And then we can either take his knight or the bishop, it doesn't matter. And black would be winning. So Jonah's like, I ain't going for that. I'll attack your pawn again. He's like, darn it. So rook f8, and now he gets the pawn fork. And so takes, now he gets the check, does nothing. King up, rook attacks the knight. It's like, I'll take that, I'll take it. And now, what move do we play to just seal the deal here?
Let's push the pawn.
Yeah, I mean, anything's good, but pushing the pawn, the fastest route. He doesn't even play the best moves, excuse me. If he even plays the best moves, it doesn't matter. Check. I mean, yeah, just it's over, right. So that was good. He knocked out the highest rated player, 2049 in the under 2000 section. And then he was off to round number 3. Result 1-0. I've adjudicated it. It's all good. And now Jonah's really good. Whenever anybody asked him what color he wanted to be, he said, I want to be white. And so guess what? He got to be white again. All right.
What was this person, by the way?
He's a little kid from New Mexico, rated 1909. I'm sure he gained some points off of the Millionaire Open. So he's the future of American chess. That's who he is. All right. So here we go. So once again, he starts out d4.
Did he play a whale of a game?
Any Moby Dick fans out there? I know one. All right.
Is this like the old man in the C4? Keep fishing for nice.
This guy. He's taking all the jokes. What's this called? The Benko Gambit? I'm finding
That
that.
Mike Kummer has an ocean of knowledge over there.
Yes. All right, so whenever they play the Benko Gambit, just take it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then take it all. And g6. In this position, I would protect the pawn with e3, but knight up, bishop takes, And now we can't move our e-pawn or else our bishop will get captured, so we have to fianchetto the bishop here.
Who's white in this game?
White is Jonah.
Black is, nobody knows?
Sahil Tickoo, 1997.
Nice.
Nice, all right, good.
How much stealing switches?
They're property of the TD,
That's true.
or the organizer. So maybe they are Maurice's, but I took them. They're mine now. All right, bishop up, bishop g2. And notice, unlike in the other game, the guy puts the right knight onto d7. So they both get castled, and life is good. Now maybe our prestigious grandmaster Ben Fangle can explain this one. Rook to b1.
It's not on A1. It's on G7 can harass.
Oh yes, okay.
So white might want to play B3.
Okay, very good.
B2.
So by bringing your rook to b1, you get it off this dangerous diagonal. All right.
You don't listen to a game where both players are higher rated than you?
I know that's why I have a lot of questions. It's like I don't understand any of these moves. Yep. All right. So this is a move I understand. Put the bishop in the same diagonal as the queen. All right. So he's like, all right, I'll put my bishop out. Queen c2, and now the queen gets out of the diagonal. Where he brings his pawn up, and now bishop attacks the rook. So we move the rook behind the pawn that's not protected by another pawn. All right, so knight to g4.
Yeah, in fact,
Yes, sir.
a lot of people would have played H3 before E4 to prevent that. And that's a good idea because once white plays E4, D3 is weak, so knight G4 to E5 is a good plan. So some people would have played H3 instead of E4, so this couldn't have happened.
So in this position, Ben Fangold is saying, play my favorite move, H3,
Then knight G4 is risky.
and then you can't go there. Very good. But that didn't happen, as we see. And now black gets in knight to G4. But if he plays H3 now, what's the follow?
Yeah, the knight goes to E5 and the knight's controlling C4 and D3.
Which is probably not what happens.
He's going to play H3.
Yeah, he decides to push his pass pawn. And now black gets his knight to E5, takes. And now he brings his knight up, attacks the queen, so he doubles the pawns. Attacks the pawn. White consolidates. And now he challenges the A file here. Now, what move would you play as black here? There's three options. You can give him the A file. Boo, yeah, boo, obviously. You can double the rooks, or you can just retreat the rook. That's what I said, but this guy's like, I'm going to play more like Ripka recommended. Because if you double the rooks, he's like, he'll just take it. And then the computer's like, that's not good. So sometimes you have to listen to the computer. But I don't know why. I would have doubled the rooks. But in this position, it's screaming for rook A back. And that's actually what's played in the game, which looks unnatural. But he's playing like Houdini, so you can't say nothing. All right, so bishop to C3.
The good news is he's playing like Houdini. The bad news is it's Harry Houdini. Not the engine.
Yeah.
So he's really in a bind now.
You're getting all this Ben Simon. Okay, so bishop up. All right, so now he's putting him to the test. Rook to a6. He's daring him to undouble his pawns. And he goes for it. Now rook to a8. Rook behind the pawn. Rook stops it. So what is an idea for white to do in this position? How are we going to ever move this pawn? Because it looks stuck, huh?
Well, bishop a5 going to b6.
Okay, but what's wrong with bishop to a5 in this position?
You take the pawn.
Yeah, that's a bummer. But we really like his idea though, right? Bishop a5, bishop b6, right? I love his idea. But it just doesn't work because he'll take the pawn. So what move should we play in this position?
Feingold had a rule about such positions. If only.
If only.
I have an idea.
Oh yeah.
Bishop f1.
Bishop f1, excellent, yes, yes. All right, so bishop f1.
Is that what he played?
Yes.
He's a genius.
Yeah, he's the future of American chess. All right, so knight f3 check. He's like, I don't care. I don't care. He actually said that to the guy. All right, so now the knight goes. He goes back.
Are you sure you didn't play knight d4, Mike Collins?
Oh yeah, he was joking. He was joking.
I remember.
He wrote knight to e5 just to fool his opponent in case he was like looking at his notation. All right, so knight to d4. Even though it says e5, that's actually where it goes. So we don't want to take this. We don't, even though, well, we just don't want to take it, right? We want to go with our own plan. Bishop a5. He's like, I got a fork. Now, what do we do? Do we panic? Or do we keep on with our own ideas?
I vote for panic.
Yeah. It's always a bad idea to panic. So we have a great idea, right? But he gave us a fork. We do not have to move the rook. We can make a threat just as good as his. So bishop attacks the rook. And now he's like, okay, And he's like, all right, I'm going back to a8. So now he goes rook a3, attacks the knight. So he protects it. But is that a very solid, yeah, just take free pawn. But now he can jump his knight to c5. And so now he's like, just give me that. Pawn takes. Now get that pawn as far up as possible, because if you played any other move here, king f3, f4, he can play rook a7. And he's still doing pretty bad. but the bottom line is you don't even want to let him. You're like, your rook's going to be stuck on a8, buddy. All right, so now bishop to d4. Okay. Okay. Because if we move our bishop, right, he'll just move this pawn, right? And then if we take, he'll take and he'll be happy. So let's see what the future of America has to say about this. What do you think he plays here? You can be a hero if you listen to Ben Feingold. Yes. D6. But then he's like, in your face, buddy, I'm playing e6 and not letting your bishop go. So do you think Romero's like, oh, shucks. I don't know, man. All my plans of getting my bishop to attack your rook are done. I should just give up the chess game. Draw. Yeah, just push the pawn, right. Pass pawns, push them, right? That's how they become powerful. And then black plays king f8.
Push the pawn.
Push it again, right. Well, he doesn't even let him push the pawn. He pushes king to f8, and then he pushed it to e8 with the resignation. But he wanted to get that last move in there. But yeah, we would just play d7, and then we check him. Queen, rook, rook takes check, and then the game's over. Okay? So that's the future of American chess, and his name is not Julian Proleko. All right. Good night, everybody.